What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Subnautica Below Zero. In the last episode, we completed our mission. We were able to build a body for Alan, who is, well, unfortunately, the architect of everyone's destruction. He is the one who created the Kara bacteria. Not that Robin really cares or anything. She obviously still wants to help the guy because, well, this story isn't really all that well to put together. So look, we're back at the drop pod. Haven't been here in a while. Kind of got rid of this, got rid of the usefulness for this thing, like on, what, episode 4? 5? We stopped using this thing pretty quickly. However, in this episode, we are going to be finally heading off to the phase gate facility. This is the final destination in the game. This is the finale. This is it. We are going to be done with the game today. We have already said goodbye to our base. Now I am saying goodbye to the drop pod that we hardly ever used. And off we go. So, I said in the last episode that this area is in the glacial basin. It is technically, but the glacial basin is not how you get to this place. You're going to want to go this direction through the sparse Arctic, and a location we've almost never been in. Didn't have to deal with these little buggers who are super obnoxious. I'm actually going to give him a nice couple whacks because they're really annoying and they can freeze you. But yeah, we never really ran into those guys because, well, we didn't have to deal with them all that much. We only came in here for food ever, really. But what we're going to want to do is just kind of follow this little path under here where it leads to a dead end. Take all this. I'm going to park my sea truck right here. And, well, we're going to be going places. I'm gonna grab a couple snacks for the road. Do I have some water, too? Yeah, we'll take some water with us. Okay, we should be good to go. And then the rest can all just kind of stay. And once you start seeing these flowers, you know you're in the correct place. Oh, you know, I probably should also pack my cold suit as well. That would make just way too much sense to bring that with me, wouldn't it? Let's do that. No, don't. I want to name it. Gosh, annoying to the end. All right, put all that on. There we go. And now we can head up. So, this right here, this is the last Altera location left. This location we have not been to yet is known as Outpost Zero, and it is the closest thing to the Architect Phase Gate facility. Now, we're going to take a look around in here really quickly. Also, I love the snowman with a rebreather on it. Absolutely hilarious. So I mean, you can't get the rebreather off of it, but that's still really funny. You can push that over. Got prawn suits here. All sorts of things that we can actually scan if we so choose. Let's see what we got. So, just a whole myriad of things, but clearly something bad happened here. It looks like just an avalanche, if I'm being honest. So why don't we have a look inside? See what we got. This will be the last stuff we learn about.
Researchers here were trying to find me.
How are you communicating with me, Alan? You're out of my head. Okay. Guide, Research Station 0. Welcome to your home away from home on 4546B. This brochure will guide you through your new accommodations. Settle in! Sector 0 is comprised of 2 square kilometers of ocean, bordered by mountainous terrain to the north and west. The region of the planet is covered in snow and ice, left in a mostly permanent winter. Extreme weather events make for spectacular sky displays at all hours. For unknown reasons, it was selected by architects as a hub for their installations. Life in the area has flourished since the release of Enzyme 42 in the larger ecosystem. Thank you, Riley. Get comfortable. Research Station 0 features state-of-the-art facilities, 3 to 6 person accommodations, full science and engineering section, leisure and exercise facilities, large grow room and water filtration unit for self-sufficient living, weather forecasting suite, and prawn bay. Explorer, you valid member of the Frost Pack, have been chosen to occupy the main sector base just below the primary alien research site. From here, you will conduct research into alien communications and technologies, and conduct away missions to unoccupied installations elsewhere in the sector. So yeah, this is an entire place that we did not explore, and also I'm going to grab some motivational posters. You love that we're getting all of this at the very end, too. So this, as if I didn't already have enough issues with this game, also lantern fruit, and yes, you can add those to your grow beds as well. As if I didn't already have enough issues with the way that this game is structured. This is literally right next to the very end of the game, and yet you're expected to go here pretty early on. Does that make any sense? Absolutely not. But there's all sorts of PDAs here, so we can take a look at those.
Oh, potato. I miss that fluffy little couch.
Yep, and there is, in fact, more of Sam's stuff. And also, hey, look at that. We even got, like, ion cubes here. So we actually get to see what Potato looked like, Sam's cat.
While other teams have been pursuing more nebulous approaches to awakening the architects, I've tried to take a more practical approach. We know these part organic, part digital beings stored what they thought of as themselves on computers within their sanctuaries, and we know efforts to wake or communicate with them have been in vain. My theory is that to make first contact, these digital ghosts must first be recombined with an organic component. As Dr. Kaz Slaney's classic study noted, we know they had means to grow cybernetic bodies and to transfer their data patterns between them. There is a known probable architect sanctuary in this sector, but entry is not currently possible. If I can get inside and present the right vessel, I do think we will be successful.
Lil wanted to know too much about architects. I could not let her. She was, what do you call them, Voltairean.
What did you think she would do to you?
She might have discovered the gateway to our own world. I thought it wiser not to take the chance.
Probably a good idea, if I'm being honest. Also, so want me to scan a power cell? Okay, well, I don't need that. I have a power cell charger. And then I'm going back to my base anyway.
Ah, my darlings, Brian, Svea, and Oren, I'm counting the days until I can come home and give you all the hugs and kisses. Since my research project was cancelled, they have me at a place called Outpost Zero, doing nothing much. Just cataloguing things, plants, the occasional animal, but it's mostly ice where I am, so there's not a lot of new stuff to find. Svea and Oren, you know how you get bored when your hover dance teacher makes you practice skills 15 minutes over schedule and it
Was this
No,
Sam's
it's
space?
exactly what I knew Robin was going to do.
What's she doing all the way out here?
I knew that was exactly what Robin was going to do. Okay, well, let me just show this really quickly. In fact, I'll read it. I have a new roommate, Samantha, a roboticist. You should see her little pangling bots. Oren, you'd love them, but she got management upset. I guess this is just where they send you if they decide you're too much trouble. I'm kind of glad she's here, though. I was getting lonely. Still trying quietly. I don't want any more trouble, to figure out where I went wrong. I was sure I picked up a distress signal. I was right on top of it, and then it just stopped. What if someone, an architect, is still down there and needs help? I'll be home before I ever get to find out, and it will fall to some future researcher to come and find out, I guess. I hope. But, oh, I can't wait to be home with you. When are you going to send me some more art? There's still a patch of bare wall here that could use some color and a touch of genius. I miss you. I love you. I hope you're so proud of me, and I'm proud of you. Okay, we're going to look at Sam's in a minute, but unfortunately, everything kind of got derailed.
Potato. You are a good cat.
And that is Robin in the picture, not Sam there, if that wasn't already obvious. Oh, Potato. Okay, grab that too. Okay, so I need to play these in order. So I'm going to stop this one first. I'm going to do the other one here.
Hey Sam, you want to say hi to my kids? I told them I'd show them a day in the life of a scientist.
Of course. Hi, Oren. Hi, Svea.
Tell us what you're working on.
Oh, this is a personal project.
Looks more like biology than robotics.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I know no one is on my side with this, but what if I just found a way to take care of the deadly bacterium?
I wouldn't say no one is on your side. I'm on your side.
I know, but you won't say anything to Emmanuel or Zeta or anyone.
What effect would it have if I did? I'm not exactly employee of the month right now.
I know. I wouldn't want you to risk more than you already have.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do more. What are you working on there? And what do you mean by take care of the deadly bacterium?
Is that thing still recording?
Oh, right. So, that was Sam, kids. I'll turn this off now.
I don't think I have a choice. I have to neutralize the bacteria myself. I'm a little nervous. Okay, terrified. But this thing is a death sentence. We shouldn't be messing around with it. I'm no biologist, I know. So does everyone else here. I haven't spoken to Danny since we fought about it. Zeta said she'd handle it and then didn't. Lil practically begged me to drop it. This is completely beyond the scope of your work. You have to stop before you jeopardize your standing with the company. I don't want good standing with a transgov that would do this. Robin tried to warn me. Maybe she was right, and Altera really is unfixable. Maybe I deserve better than this. We all do. I've synthesized the antibacterial agent. I know my biochem at least well enough to do that much. I've stashed some away in one of the Pengling research caves, southeast of the Leviathan. That was probably the easy part. Now I just have to carry out the plan. Focus, be brave, worry about what happens next after the threat is neutralized. They're going to know it was me. If they send me home, when they send me home, where the ice isn't 20 feet thick, I can get my Augie bun back. We can cuddle under a nice warm blanket. Things with Robin will thaw out. They always do. Besides, I think she'll respect this. And then, maybe I'll start my own research outfit with an awesome team. I'd love to work on prosthetics again. Help people find peace and ease in their bodies. No more cold, no more spine. Nothing that can be misused. All right, now's my time. I've got this.
I said at the very beginning of this playthrough that I was going to do things in exactly the order that I did them in my initial playthrough. The things that I found the most intuitive. Now, obviously, you are meant to go to Outpost 0 before you find the Phi excavation site. That is meant to happen. The problem is that unless, like, even if you explored the map, there is no way to know that there's actually anything of importance here. Unless you just look at the map you found at the Delta Station and go, okay, well, I need to tackle every single thing on this map before I go anywhere. You're not going to know any better. You're just not. So I personally didn't find that, especially because the Phi excavation site is actually easier to find because it's not that far from the Phi Robotics Center. I mean, you're already up there. Why wouldn't you walk around and explore and things like that? And that's just what I did. So I kind of did things out of order. But again, I don't feel like the game is very intuitive in nudging you along in the correct direction. And it's part of why I wanted to show that. So there we finally do get to figure out exactly what Sam was doing. I knew it was hidden away in a PDA, but to me, it didn't make sense to come here because guess what? Right here is the end of the game. Why would you come to a station that puts you right next to the end of the game early on in the game? It just doesn't make sense. So without further ado, welcome to the Phase Gate facility. I can't remember if there's a PDA thing here. I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure it's just like some equipment and stuff like that, but let's head on inside.
Are you preparing to leave, Alan?
Yes, there is much to do. Do you still wish to leave with me? Beyond this teleporter, there is no turning back.
Are you kidding? I can't pass up a chance to see where architects come from. Besides, I don't have another ride.
I do not know what we will find there. The others may be sick or angry, if they live at all.
Or you could find peace. Family.
I hope you are right. Please complete any business you still have on this planet. Join me on the other side when you are ready to leave. Robin, you're just in time. The phase gate is opening.
You've been hiding a phase gate here this whole time.
Only for the last millennium. It will lead us home.
No wonder you hid yourself from Altera.
It was imperative to keep the homeworld safe, in hopes that the others survived.
Yeah.
Prepare the ship. The energy masts must be moved into place.
Well, this is different.
All right, how do we do this? This is kind of cool. We get our own frickin' robot arms. Not that I'm complaining or anything. I kind of like this. So I'm guessing I got to stand these two pillars up. So why don't we do that? Do we have the robot like legs too? Oh. There you go, Robin. Good job. Can we keep these? I like these. I want to keep them. Are we still floating? Yeah, we are still floating. That is kind of weird.
Very good. Return to me and I will initiate ship assembly. Thank you. The masts are in place. The energy field is ready. There is no time to lose. Join me, Robin. I apologize. The levitator was calibrated for heavier bodies. I would have helped you to your feet, but as you can see, I have been fully integrated with the ship.
Is this permanent?
Nothing is permanent. Are you ready to go?
Yes. I found the answers I was looking for. I'm ready to move on. I can't bring Sam back. But I know she died fighting, and I got to finish her work. I'll always carry her memory.
Good. Please brace yourself, and then we will depart. Launching in 3, 2, 1.
What will we find when we get there?
If I am the last of my kind, experience the sorrow of 10,000 souls dimming.
And if they survived?
With you, I am ready to face whatever awaits.
And that is Subnautica Below Zero. And hey, we got the Platinum Trophy with it too. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah. All right. So how's that for a game? You know what? A lot of people who really like the first Subnautica hate on this game. And you know what? I think that's a little unfair. I still think this is a fun game. I don't think it's like a masterpiece like I consider the first game to be, but it is good. In fact, I consider this one to be the more accessible of the two. It's not the more well-polished, but I think for people who see the first game as a little bit daunting, are a little bit terrified to jump into that because many people rightly know Subnautica as a horror game, I think a lot of people who struggle with that kind of stuff would be able to ease themselves into Below Zero a little bit better. While, yes, there are some story elements that you kind of need a little bit more context for from the first game to understand in this one can still definitely be played on its own. And again, I think it's the more accessible, it's the easier, it's the more laid back of the two, while still getting the full experience. And in that regard, I can recommend it to people. And again, I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's good. It just has some issues with certain aspects. The dialogue, pretty rough, particularly from Robin and Alan. It's actually, I would say the stuff in the PDAs is not bad at all. I think most of that stuff's pretty good. But Robin monologuing to herself, and I guess it's the way she talks. She speaks in a way that's not like how a person talks. It's like she's speaking like she's the protagonist. She's like, I have come to terms with the situation here, and I am ready to move on. Like, no one talks like that. Nobody talks like that, Robin. The way her dialogue is written is pretty bad. The quipping between her and Alan is often cringe. Sometimes it works, but for the most part, it's pretty forced. And I think those are the biggest issues. But that aside, it still gets a lot right. It gets a lot of the environments correct. Most of the map is pretty cool. It's got a very beautiful aesthetic to it. And a lot of the biomes are very interesting. I also think Marguerite is an awesome character. Very, very good. Very glad they brought her back from the first game and actually fleshed her out more because she's great. Probably the coolest character in the entire game. And it attempted some things that the first game didn't really do, and it succeeded in some and failed in others. But I think that Subnautica Below Zero, for the most part, was a very nice learning experience for Unknown Worlds. I'm assuming that they're going to be doing more with this series. In fact, it's already been rumored that they're going to be doing more with this series. They've got job postings and stuff like that for future Subnautica games. So I expect to see more in that regard. Hopefully they will learn from the good and the bad of Below Zero, because there are a couple areas where this game actually does better than the first game, particularly the base building and things like that. But on the flip side, there are also a lot of things it does worse, and I think that if we can get a nice combination of the best aspects of this game and the best aspects of the first game, it can kind of come together to be a perfect Subnautica 3 cocktail that lives up to what the first game did. Because the first game wasn't perfect either. A lot of people say the ending to that game is incredibly underwhelming, and I would agree, actually. But it, for the most part, holds up for 90% of the experience, while this game holds up for like 60 to 70% of the experience, if that makes sense. But regardless, with all of that said, we can finally say sayonara to this game. We can finally give it the send-off it deserves. And I can say thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this playthrough very, very much. And I will see you all in the next one.